close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
For freeing in my sort of picture of him right now when this Teo is back on play. You always just feel like you associate an agent with a player, and for me it's freeing on this Teo when we throw it back towards his introduction to Valorant last year. I'm sort of kind of meandering on this for DRX as well, right? Because this composition can be very telegraphed. When you drop that breach utility, when you drop in that Teo utility, you're generally trying to execute on the back of it and not wait for any refresh time for the breach, because Teo has none. So the fact that DRX are kind of able to get in towards these sites over at A, over towards B, over towards C, get these plants down, and unless Paper X are already there to take the fights, they're going to have to either decide to flood retake early or quick retake after plant. And not really being able to do so too much now, you would assume, for DRX in the 2 rounds that they've gathered. Will this be a change though, over towards C? Ooh. Nah, not really. Immediate decapitation.
No, sir. This is not even parliamentary procedure. This is just DRX going in, especially when Paper X don't quite have the guns. Except for Defy, though, off the back site. And steps away, eats paranoia, but still tucked into the smokes. Looks for the right opportunity to possibly thwart the spike plant. Managed to take down Mako as well. Still has ammo to go for a little bit more.
They haven't planted just yet. They know the retreat from Freeing has gone through the garage. He popped that trademark as well, but a 1 versus 2. Freeing does have a drone and the Armageddon available with crosshair placement that you would assume has to be superior right now, because Defy has already showcased that in this round. Mate, he's got a 4K. Defy is looking for the ace.
Yeah, it's on a heater for sure. Could even potentially play for bait around with Envy. Freeing though, into the right spot. Defy could lose, so heads up duel, but it's not gonna happen. Elevated angles, shot to the torso as well. Paper Rex with an ace will go up to 5 rounds.
I believe that's the 11th ace coming through in Pacific at this kickoff so far, so well done Defy being able to pick up that one on the chamber, because, you know, for me, the chamber is all about being able to tap heads and shoot your opponents on this Sentinel line, and well, he's just been able to do that. So well done for the Predator ace coming Defy's way. And around back towards Paper X, where you think maybe DRX would have, with a 2-player opener, by the way, a 3 versus 5 for Paper X, be able to establish a plant, defend it. Unlucky for DRX. Because it's also funny that Paper X win that 3 versus 5 for me, because they're the team that normally has those 5 versus 3 advantages and drops them. So a bit of their own medicine, throw the way to DRX in this one.
Over lovely. That was like a slight half-buy for Paper X as well. But moving on, do have the Headhunter, the Tour de Force being pulled out. DRX being quite cautionary around a lot of these corners. Still though, Paper X continue to scale up a lot of the extremities of the map.
Portal closed. Cutting.
DRX trying to go with a full 5-man punch right now. Managing to take down something. It's a lot of information though.
Yeah, do they use the Armageddon to get in towards the site or not? Envy stuck between a rock and a hard place and a retrieval mission. Now they're going to put him 6 feet under. 3 versus 4 with a lot of this utility being invested early on for DRX to try and get this plant. Whaley ult, the tail ult right now, but it's the tour de force from Defy that he can't pepper and finish off Bane. Another situation where Paper X are here before the plant can go down, and they're just taking the fights. trying to off-put DRX, but now when the dust settles, it's Jing.
Yeah, losing some members in the whole process of it, so 1v2 now. They know exactly where he is or where he could show up from, so the cage comes down, makes it a little bit more difficult. He's out of utility as well, just has to come down to how he slices the pie. Unfortunately, neglects to check graffiti, so Hyunmin will be the one to take the round for DRX.
If Jing got that kill, got one of them in the 1 versus 2, he has the ult, the runner back, and it would have given him another life to try and make that retake happen. A very dry contact play for DRX over towards the beginnings of A, and then turning up the pace with the trades coming out from Hyunmin, getting in, getting out, and 2 heavy ults invested in this round as well. Not in tandem either, by the way. 2 different lines of sight coming out from the Waylay ult and the Teo ult. But they do manage to get in towards the site and hold it as well, DRX. So keeping this one in some good form, some good challenges.
Still similar-ish approaches, though. Different players coming down A long for now.
Yeah, spotting out the further information from the Prowler as well. Be worth it for Hermes to try and draw a lot of attention towards this spot, make him think that they're still hanging around. Risky business, though, to hang around the cage when it drops in the open against an operator, perhaps, though, as the bite will find him in that very moment.
They have to get the plant down now. You spent so many players, so many resources to try to get the spike in, but then you get stalled by the run it back. Hyunmin will stand feet to try to send it back, but unfortunately you lost all initiative now.
1 enemy remaining.
So that's where all the angles start to get held by PaperX, especially with the operator still coming through. It's another shot for Defy. And PaperX will move up to a 6th.
It looks a little bit one-dimensional in that sort of position from DRX as well, right? They get pushed off being able to do anything over at A. They're not up through C with any sort of space gains just yet. So where else are they going to be able to go? Well, it's the B site or it's Garage. You're happy as Larry holding that one as PaperX with a judging Garage because there's no drone action coming through from DRX at that moment. They're looking to kind of dry waltz in towards the B side at that point in time because they've already lost a couple of key members. Again, this Breach Teo comp, it has some power, but it has some falterings as well. If you're not able to have that initial set of utility gain advantage. 3-6 in favor of PaperX, where DRX now to call their first timeout and figure out, are they going to be able to get something better than a 3-9 half, perhaps?
You would think PaperX is anticipating some of these potential plays, some of these, well, as you mentioned, telegraphed plays that could come through. They are sitting on a rolling thunder, though, DRX.
We'll have to see what Bane's adjustments do look like as well in the sort of slower adaptation that DRX are going in with now in a lot of these rounds as well. When you look towards last year's calling to come out from Marco, for example, I think this slower calling, working the map style that we've seen in these past couple of maps from them have looked a lot better for DRX, but you're coming up against Dub Gaming right now. That probably isn't going to work.
Oh my god.
So we'll see if it does, and I'm just, you know, flapping my mouth. This is going to be a very important round for DRX on the back of that timeout, though, in terms of econ as well.
Oh, a little bit of Dub Gaming. Just a bit with Divine peeking his head through Garage.
Yeah, drone timing is nice as well. You don't really want to be peeking too far through Garage's Divine when you don't call for an Omen smoke to go towards mid-window. Just going to try and hold that singular line. As you mentioned the Rolling Thunder earlier on, that's going to be the entryway into this seaside as, well, we're scoping out things as something, finding all of the info.
It's also kind of throwing them into a lot of nerves. Oh, Jing able to sidestep it away. And now something, especially having infiltrated towards the back, makes things so much more difficult for DRX. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Bane, can you really fight yourself out of that spot? You can't. No. PaperX continue onward with this onslaught.
It's a good ult to come out from something there as well with that Dimensional Drift, just confirming all presence of members from DRX. And I'm very, very surprised that Marco decides to stick that ultimate to the back of the C site there as well. I mean, from his POV, the 2 PaperX members aren't looking at him, but then the moment that you come out of the form, well, Jing just spots you. Unlucky, mate. Nice try. A valiant attempt. But it does get shut down in the end, and PaperX find their 7th. DRX not able to convert after their own timeout, and now they'll pay the price in forms of weaponry. As they don't have much to play with in this one. A Sheriff, a Bandit, another Sheriff, and maybe the Stinger of Hyunmin is going to be able to sing a good tune in this round, but you would generally say that it's going to look a bit off-key for DRX here.
Yeah. Really tough to find the right rhythm as well, perhaps. You're trying to go back in to gain some space across the map.
They will drone in towards Garage, and it's just going to be absent of Paper X members, so they are pathing correctly, technically, DRX in this round, but just weaponry and a very nice shot from Devi to start things off.
Right, just look at where Paper X are positioned, anticipating all of these plays. They know the drone was coming through. They just set themselves up just right as the Waylay does fly on through. Now it's Forsaken into the corner up top of Logs, and instantly decimating 3 more players. Just the last one left, and Freeing goes down into the ground. It's a flawless for Paper X.
Envy has had a couple of good haunts over towards this C site as well. The reveals in that round and won a couple previous as well, getting some good reveals and some good shots from Paper X. Just easy free kills in those moments in time. There's that 8-3 to come on through as we move into the last round of the half. Are we going to see some adjustments come through from DRX? Because it's felt a little bit flat now that the rhythm has been found for Paper X. We're not seeing this potency that comes out from the game against Zeta Division, where I feel like you got a new comp coming on through, you're adjusting in that one. There was no tape for Zeta to really rely upon. Paper X had tape coming in towards this series.
Just a bit, and still enough. Not to mention, I mean, the proficiency of some of these players on these agents too. Jing on the Phoenix, but still, this time a different result. Into the smokes, Hyunmin able to take down one, but the hot hand still able to burn him alive. Bane to trade back.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a loose spray at the end there from Jing. Unlucky that he wasn't able to win that one, as it's a 3 versus 4. Forsaken has gone into where the opponents buy their guns. A little bit of a lurk from Bane on 5 HP with the 25 regen shields. See if he can activate a little bit later on.
It's insane positioning if he's able to actually
Devi.
activate. Devi has no idea! Oh my goodness, now it's at 2v4. Forsaken though, still a chance as he hops on through window.
He knows Freeing is here.
Pings him as well. Just eyeing down the corner, calling for reinforcements. Something goes through, but unfortunately goes down as well. Special delivery spent, but this is all costing Forsaken valuable time where DRX managed to thwart it back.
Unfortunate that the frag wasn't found from something in that moment in time, because Freeing's not even trying to focus on finding the frag. He's trying to draw the aggro away from Bane to be able to re-wrap around through the window. Really well done from Freeing to recognize that, or for Bane to call it, whichever way that one has played on out. But it was a round sorely needed for DRX to keep good potential in this map. Love the patience to come through from Forsaken in that one as well, but yeah, just really unfortunate that they're not able to dislodge Freeing from his spot. Waiting for Bane to come out with a wrap. So 4-8 in favor of Paper X as we exchange halves. And we also finally get to really see what the defenses are, or rather what the attack is going to look like for Paper X in this composition right now, because the last 2 times that they did play this comp, where Merida was the Astra instead of the Omen, and it was an off-season event, we didn't see too much of a need on the attacking side from them, as they were able to close those ones up flawlessly against G2 and Gen G. So what do they really have up their sleeve on this map for this comp as well?
Perhaps different showings, but
some good floods, some good flashes, you know, trying to facilitate something to dive on in with Jin being the second layer perhaps. I think the way that we've seen him pilot his Phoenix at time, he is really starting to learn the Blaze Wall and the utility through that with the team as well. There's some really good timing that I've liked from him on this Phoenix utility, and honestly, just being a nuisance with it. Because you got the opponents that always have to kind of imagine, when is that going to come around the corner? Are we going to be able to find the right timing to dodge the flash? Is there going to be another flash to come through from somewhere? I think it's a very versatile composition that Paper X are running on this map right now. And you've also got the consistency from Devi coming through on the chamber. I mean, it's just been gorgeous. Speaking of, he does get traded, but he comes out with a shot first as well.
Yeah, so it's rather even for now, but still, otherwise, for DRX to try to rethink if they want to double up reinforcements onto A, they will continue clear on up. They see nothing there, but they hear all the footsteps up close towards, well, C-Link right now. Hot Hands gets tossed. Mako hangs back.
Gotta be careful of this flank that's coming through from Hyunmin as well, up at the front of the mid window. Is this gonna be read in from PaperX whatsoever as they look to extend territories towards A to clear that first and foremost as something removes Marco.
Oh, and another Hermes gets taken down. Now Hyunmin's been spotted out. He's still able to take down another as well, but unfortunately not enough up against something who will survive with 15 HP.
Yep.
All the kills in this pistol round for him.
Well, it's lovely to come out from something in that round, and I'm getting flashbacks right now to the GE game for PaperX as well. You find both pistols, you started to snowball, but the rifle rounds is what we needed to see delivered from you guys in that series. That didn't happen too much. They still get the job done at the end of the day. Skin of the teeth. But in this one, we've seen a lot more decisive calls come out on that defensive side. So the second round, not going to be present with weaponry for DRX. So we'll wait for 15 perhaps, unless we see a Thrifty come out here. But then it is for PaperX, what do you have up your sleeve on this attacking side? And I think for me, more importantly, it's for DRX. It's for this team that has been around for the longest time. For these players that have tasted victory on the brink of elimination right now on this map of Haven. Do you have more than 4?
Certainly need it. Or I could just bank everything on the upcoming map. But right now, sticking together, trying to go Midas right all the way through the flanks perhaps, but there is that little trademark on the ground as well.
Envy's protecting with the Guardian.
Quite a lethal weapon, especially with his mechanics as well. Will get overwhelmed though. Everyone peeking to him at the same time, but now it's something's turn. Did he just smack the table?
That's good timing actually on that dark cover as well, because it makes it a little bit harder for Bane to get the utility down, to get the team on in, where he just gets removed from the equation as well. You do need to die at the tail end of this round. Something is just doing them without vision at the moment, killing them and making a fool of things. DRX not finding too much in that round, just the single frag, and now hopefully we get the answers to the questions that I posed a little bit earlier on. What do DRX have for us on this defensive side? Is it going to be more than 4? Because again, I've liked the slower calling, working the map from DRX. We didn't see that too much on the attacking side. I was looking for a bit more mid-rounding, a bit more inserts, but you can tell that PaperX have done their prep for this series. They were not allowing DRX to do what was successful in the last couple of series with Bane's leadership. So it's really good prep for PaperX coming in towards this specific map right now.
They're pushing mid, boys. Can jump pick or what?
Good start for the bonus though.
Hyunmin,
At least.
I'm gonna try to break grass ship. Go.
Let's just divide down. First gun round for DRX. Spread across the map. Happy with the Cypher utility over at the C site, as it's going to start to be a little bit of scoped action in towards Garage. The Prowler sent in to see if anything is there.
Nice and slow now.
Yeah, because Jing was calling for the garage trip, and now thinking to go somewhere else, perhaps a little bit telling of what DRX's setup might be.
It's a bit risky though for something. He was hanging around that C site with a smoke permitted by Forsaken to at least help him like destroy some of that util. Broke the cam, didn't break a trip. As Hyunmin is just breaking heads. Job's done for him in this round.
By his lonesome as well. Yeah, this entire round is... I don't think we're going to be able to do too much. Not to mention Mako pushing all the way through now.
This is just the situation as DRX that you don't overcomplicate things and give opportunities to PaperX.
Uh-oh.
30
Oh,
seconds left.
what? Okay. Slight opportunity for Mako.
Maybe 20 seconds to go, and Bane is aware of the possibility of them coming through, but they hear the footsteps in the garage. They want to try and shake Forsaken. And something does get on this B line, but again, I mentioned Bane has to be aware of this one. It's smart decision-making from him. Gun barrel poked. No way of entry into this B site.
Yeah, it's a tough angle to clear. Multiple angles, that is, as you step through into B site. Comes down to Forsaken, banking everything onto the spike plant inside of the smoke, but that's also where DRX find a bit of timing to go on through.
Yeah, you get the plant down as Forsaken, so I guess you'll take that as a sliver of a prize at the tail end of the round as well. But a good pass mark for DRX, holding on to the 3 weapons, picking up convergent paths as well for Hyunmin. On the back with some individual brilliance from him when the Phantom is in hand, so trying to maximize what they can do for their chances in this lower bracket run. A nice flick to come through from something.
Oh, that's rare.
And it's a rare reaction from Alex, because it's not desk slamming.
Yeah, thank you for explaining why I said that.
Yep.
But still, We'll see if PaperX does manage to recover. Now on to the operator for Divine.
Yeah, on the C line, we'll see if Hermes is going to fall prey to it. You got something with the dimensional drift as well. You can draw attention away from the team, or you can start to sniff out if there's any opponents. Ooh. The double swing called dry is ambitious, don't get me wrong, from DRX, and now they might actually pay the price because of it. Bane will fall after finding one.
Yeah, it's just so strong, especially with the ultimates coming through as well. Paper Rex managed to seize control over the site. 2v3. Hyunmin?
Well, Hyunmin might have the ult, mate. Free might have a bit of utility, but you got no smokes. You're against Jing with the runner back. He's still got 2 flashes and the blaze. You got something with flashes as well. And more importantly for me, you've got Forsaken. You got one-way smokes available that I believe is just even thrown early. So this is just going to be untenable for DRX to get a retake happening. They probably should go for a bit of a save.
Yeah, realistically speaking, all the timing as well for Forsaken to possibly plant himself around Garage. It's another spot that you have to worry about. So turning all around, unfortunately, you throw your bodies into the site and it just goes down into the abyss. Paper Rex move up to 11.
You do draw out the runner back, so I guess you'll take that a little bit as DRX, but you are missing substance in this map right now. You're missing rounds, mate. 5 of them so far. I understand the risk to go for the dry swing there, but with no confirmation of, opponents' positions and no favorable circumstances, it is a very risky duel to go in for that swing. And PaperX were kind of just ready for that as well. No one had brought out utility just yet for PRX. They were ready with their guns for some sort of play from DRX.
It's an elimination match as well. I can only imagine the pressure that some of these players might be feeling.
Yeah, of course. But it's not like DRX have been in these situations before, right? They've been in eliminations positions before at the highest of moments too, right? Champs, for example, most recently. And they come into this map, into this veto, Haven, we hadn't seen it really picked from PaperX just yet. It's been floated a couple of times. They've gone elsewhere, for example, picking Breeze when Haven was open, and we've seen some instabilities from them. Maybe we could say that they were happy with it because of their scrim results, something like that, but they do opt for Haven in this one. And you're thinking DRX, all right, Corrode, nice choice. I like that for you guys, but we've also seen growth from PaperX too. So when you do think about the veto, I do think, PaperX, it's nice for you guys, but for DRX, it's not too removed from them as well, So this time out that they've just invested in has to come up with the goods in round 17 here. You've got the Rolling Thunder, you've got the Convergent Pass to have access to as well. Freeing is probably requesting a weapon in some way, shape or form. He's just charged with holding the A site by himself as there's a walk down C from Hermes, and that's a roughie.
Unbelievable. The weapon so far away as well, so PaperX instantly TPing across.
And now you feel you have to do something as freeing as well. You've lost the territory over towards C. You send Hyunmin over there that gets smoked off in a progression style smoke. You feel you have to do something here for the team. But it's going to be Marco to start off over in mid. And now it's going to be Bane and maybe a second layer of freeing over at A.
Still has the utility as well to kind of play around the spike plants. Convergent paths will initiate. Bane does come through as well with the frag. But there goes the Vice, still hanging back. The spike though.
क्या? मैंने तो तेरी स्ट्रीम देखी फिर मेरे को याद आया वहाँ जो स्ट्रीम भी करनी होती है।
मुझे भी नहीं पता था। वही तो पॉइंट है।
क्या लगता है राउंड आएगा ये वाला?
हाँ।
मैंने तो फटाफट कैमरा कनेक्ट किया, सब कुछ किया, आ गया। अरे
शॉट था।
आराम से खेलता, पीक लेने की क्या जरूरत थी?
वो भी बात है।
मेरे को तो नींद आ रही है बहनचो।
Investment of those 2 ultimates.
ऑफ कैम करके बैठूंगा। बस ये वाला मैच ऑन कैम कर रहा हूँ। इसके बाद ऑफ कैम करूँगा भाई मैं। भाई मेरे को आ रही है नींद। मेरे से नहीं झेला जाएगा। मैं पीछे सोऊंगा, तुम लोग देखो आराम से। बस ये जुड़े मेरे हाथ।
You gotta have to be playing with rounds with potential swings on Econ as well. Potential swings on Econ as well. 2 of the force is going to be brought out for Divide here. Marco is charged with the AWP here. So we'll see what he can snipe out.
भाई क्या स्टैक करके बैठे बी को?
Opportunities. Careful now. PaperX tries to poke around
मुझे पता ही नहीं था मेरी स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही है करके.
Mid-round calling that goes their way. Marco is on right potential line with the sniper. He can find something if he gets a little bit too ambitious.
Otherwise, it comes down to this 8-hit going through. Perfect timing on the flash, but unfortunately it hits. The reactions from PaperX still sharp.
Yeah, a lot of trading of utility at the moment, and PaperX are going to feel a little bit too pressured here, too hot under the collar. Call an audible to retreat for a minute, insert Devi. Maybe we'll see a call to come back a little bit later on, or maybe we'll see just complete repositions from PaperX and try some different locations. 30 seconds to go. Up the guts of mid towards B, where Hyunmin does have a saturate, but that's all.
Still could potentially be enough. Unfortunately, PaperX does anticipate it, but spots out Forsaken by the top of his head. Hermes comes through now with a huge double kill, and that leaves 2 players left on PaperX's side. 10 seconds left to go as well. Makes this pretty much unwinnable. Swings through from DRX, and Devi left alone.
Oi!
Trying to gunsling himself out of the situation. He's managed to do a bit, but not enough.
You got to be careful with those sort of smokes as well from PaperX. I do believe that was their elevated smoke, and their Tootsies are seen underneath it by their opponents. So you got to be very careful with this utility if you're not taking the further space. That's the generic TP from Forsaken that goes up above, but here you go on the replay. Hermes capitalizing on his opponents. Caught lacking a little bit. Second round in a row for DRX right now, and they're starting to feel a little bit more confidence, you'd assume, on this defensive side. Enough to have a drawn-out timeout from PaperX. They can taste victory on this map. A couple of slip-ups. They haven't needed to use a timeout just yet. This is their first.
Still needing to be able to close out the map after all. So still knowing that they're going to be going up against an op in the next round, with the way that DRX has been able to rotate all across, holding B and C, A and C link, that makes it a lot more difficult for PaperX, especially with their game plan of trying to really pull all the players from DRX all across.
And something was doing over on that defensive side was prodding and poking with the Yoru over at C, right? If we're not seeing that from Hermes, for example, on the Cypher, who are we seeing it from DRX, or are they going absent in that approach? This is what they're doing right now in a 1-4. This is a bit of a read on the game plan from what you've seen, perhaps. Just setting up the Cypher utility over at A, so they're not going for the full 4-1 stack. They will still send Hermes over towards the C side to look after that one. It's going to be a poke down the sewers. I need the replay on that one. Devi is certainly magic with the sniper in this round. This map so far.
क्या हुआ?
मैं शॉट नहीं देखा ना.
And you removed Hyunmin as well.
देखियो भाई क्या.
He's been the guy that you look to for DRX to put up numbers.
भाई.
किसने मारा?
चैम्बर ने. What?
Off to the shorty and another wall bang. He managed to take down 3.
Yeah, feel bad for Envy in that scenario too. He didn't get a real chance to play here.
We'll see if Devi can kind of pull off some magic as well. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen with Free around the corner. It's just Jing with an op retrieved. Maybe lurking around for possibly another kill.
Now the drone is just going to figure out where he is at the moment and keep the DRX members happy to sit on this A site at the moment, try to shut him down. The 1 versus 3 as the Phoenix with the op. Gets 1 kill here, gets the runner back.
30 seconds left.
Gonna heal up a little bit with those flames, but it's just going to be a difficult scenario for him to try and win this one, no matter which way you do slice it. So it's going to be the save call for him. DRX going to find their 3rd round in a row on the back of PaperX's timeout, mind you. So you start to feel a little bit more confident for the Courier's side.
Still though, this was a slight half-buy round. The Stingers coming through for PaperX, so maybe able to show us something different for the next round. I still want to see that replay though.
But Devi's shot in it. Yeah, this is going to be a round that is a 4 versus 5 technical with advantage for PaperX that is going to slip through their fingers. Courtesy of Marco doing some heavy lifting with the operator. He was pretty silent for the majority of this in the kill department as well. That's a nice adjustment from Devi. Got to give it to him. But for me, Marco coming out with a very crucial amount of kills. It's the pistol whip on the shorty as well. Getting that third. Very handsome. Very needed. Doesn't break the economy too much for Paper X though. They're going to have another buy. And no dimensional drift online, for example. If you are going to this C site, how much are you risking it for the biscuit? Operator battle. Who bites first? Who falters first?
Dual camera as well, so Paper X might not really expect it. They're being very careful though.
flash है
There
कि
goes
नहीं
the little jump
तुमसे
spot, and that should be enough.
Yeah. The only way you're really getting through this at the moment is if you are giving yourselves a progression smoke perhaps, and you're trying to get a Phoenix flash or a Euro flash popping out of that. A curveball to start off and off-put Marco. He doesn't go too hard, you know, on the shot to reveal exactly what's happening. It's very passive at the moment from DRX. They did have Hyunmin rotate a little bit earlier, but they thought better of that at the moment. Paper X are really trying to draw out some of this utility, make it a little bit easier for them to either get into these sites or a bit easier for them if they do in a post-plant scenario. This is some good map being worked at the moment for Paper X, is what I kind of like to say, because they drew rotations to this A site. Imagine if they went B instead, or over towards C to Marco.
That's DRX being able to react in kind. Off the swings, kill from Envy, but still Bane. Now you've got the off angle being held by Freeing. Unfortunately, no more ults for him now. Something going on, a bit of a tear. Divide TPing away. Hermes just sprays down though. It's down to the 1v1.
Oh, but it's 10 seconds. You got to run and grab that spike. You don't know exactly where your opponent is coming through as Divide. You have to go and stick the plan or look for a challenge against Marco right now. And he is trying to dance with the devil around this side. But Marco with the operator is going to deny. And TRX again are keeping this a bit of a flawless run on the defensive side now.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the way PRX plays sometimes, and it all comes down to the fights, but when it's down to that 1v1, and Marco has all the positioning in the world to play with.
There's so much going through your mind at that moment in time. Where is Marco coming from? Can I get this spike planted? I've got an operator in play as well. It's just so hard to make the right decision in those moments in time as Divide, when pressure is really built and crumbles for him. Last time out for Paper X being invested right now, as DRX are starting to put their foots in front of the other, and it's not even walking anymore. They're starting to jog, they're getting ready to run. They're really catching up to Paper X the way that they are playing these rounds. And you gotta admit as well, the rotate for DRX to that A site, right? 4 players put there, everybody just throwing the kitchen sink at it in utility, having the guns up, going for those trades. It gets scrappy in that fight. And it does come down to a 1v1 at the end. The trade game, the battle game at the moment is strong.
Also just recognizing where Paper X might want to end up. Which is just fantastic work coming through from DRX.
Right now, hopefully not in the bin. That's the problem, because they are getting shut down a bit on this attacking side, right? You're looking against the ult game, though. You've got them. You are winning in that variety for Paper X at the moment. You've got 4 available. The Tour Divorce a whiles away, but if you can try and draw out this Armageddon from Freeing, make it a wasted opportunity that DRX try to invest in, could be pretty good.
Now from Paper X just to try to flood all the way in. Hermes able to hold it off. Hot hands coming through just a bit, but still you got the smokes. You got Hyunmin as a secondary layer now coming through. He's able to find another head.
You get across the op line, you re-smoke it off as well. Mind you, Hermes gonna need some burn cream at the moment, so he didn't overplay his hands in the garage. You got a player advantage for DRX at the moment.
Operator लेके बैठा
looking to just flash out, overlooking Hermes.
Slight anti-flash position, and it comes up huge for him. Triple kill, and the entire round is done.
He really plants his feet in that position, doesn't he? Now it's 1 versus 3 that Divide needs to try and isolate a couple of these fights. This scenario for DRX, just don't give him a 1 versus 1. Don't give him a way to individually get back into this round, and they don't. They hold it together as Hermes finds the 4K. DRX hit double digits. There's no timeouts available, remember. It's all onto the players right now to figure things out for the rest of the map until overtime.
The final few DRX players, well, the last 2 of them, are close to their ults as well. Hermes can even come up with Neural Theft in the upcoming rounds. We started this second half 8-4.
Yeah, 8
This
to
is
4.
crazy.
8 to 4 with Paper X getting the pistol in the second. It was 10 to 4, remember?
We're now 11-10.
Big alt investment rounds, try to maximize your potential on getting map point for Paper X, on equalizing for DRX, sending in all this utility, all this ult in towards the C site, and you start to scale on in. But are you just trying to force a plant? Are you happy to play 5 versus 5? Hyunmin has the convergent pass, remember, for a retake here.
I think Paper X should be anticipating that, hence something, sending the clone all the way through now. A couple of Paper X players hiding the garage as well.
And because it was so fast, you have a lot of this utility that you are dropping into this one as DRX now. Look at it all.
Do they have the initiative to follow through on it though? Look at Paper X reinserting themselves back in deep corners. Hyunmin, fortunately first point of contact, will refract back, and that should be enough information. But then the garage push goes through! The smoke gets set up as well, and instantly already you've got so many DRX players removed from the board. Paper X still surrounding the smokes, surrounding the sites. All the exchanges going in their favor with Indy crouching down onto the Classic to bring Paper X up to 12.
You're really funneled in towards the spawn-sided retake there for DRX as well. You can't get back in towards the garage with the late alert coming up. Good for Devi. Makes it very difficult for that retake. Very one-dimensional to come through. And you've just got that off-put line of all the util that Paper X threw their way. Around the smokes trying to navigate it. The flashes coming out to buy time as well. And just makes it very spicy in that scenario, and now you've got that final map point for Paper X that they've managed to get
26.
5 opportunities to get into this position. DRX, I mean, they can push this into overtime, right? We've seen a lot of good calls on this defensive side so far, a lot of advantages played nicely. This time though, that's not an advantage at all.
Trying to go peeking a little bit too much. Paper X this time suddenly slowing down the pace. You just don't really expect it, but thanks to the flash, thanks to Hermes peeking, just might be a bit of a way to bring things back to even.
And they're gonna have to go for the fight at the moment. Hermes to try and take the challenge by his lones himself. Get facilitated, get set up by Bane. A gap around his own cage at the moment. Bane somehow finds Forsaken, but the trades start to come on out as well. And you are so bothered by what you're seeing right now on the site, but it doesn't matter if Hyunmin's gonna come out with some shots like that. Now it's Jing in 1 versus 2, and he's gonna get off-put by Hyunmin. We go the distance on this map of Haven.
Shit है ये लोग टीम ही shit है.
Yeah, Paper X gonna be broke in the upcoming rounds. Not doing too well, but all the ways that DRX managed to react in kind.
And it's another scenario as well here, Quack, that Paper X find an advantage. They find the first kill, but it's some good decision-making, instant reactions from DRX. They are recognizing right now they cannot play a proper retake in towards this site if plans go down. They cannot play big number battles at the moment. They need to get some of these advantages a bit earlier. Try and catch Paper X in transitions. So last round of regulation right now. Jing given priority on weaponry with this run it back. The progression smoke to the Sea of Long. This is what I highlighted a little bit earlier, right? You can blow this one down, you can layer yourself throughout the map, you can wait for the util to refresh, and you can dump all of your util in. You can even have Forsaken ult to the back of the C site here as well. This is a set exec.
DRX though, already rotating all across. TP's been cancelled. Hermes tries to tuck into the corner, still unchecked. Hyunmin able to take down the run it back. Paper X have been sent back from whence they came.
And now you kind of question in your minds as DRX, have they rotated back towards the other side of the map? We saw big numbers, but they've got an advantage. There's gaps around, and there's too many gaps around the map at the moment for DRX. Do they think that someone's snuck in anywhere? It's a sensational shot from Devi as well.
Yeah,
Marco,
GG.
gone.
Yeah, it's down to Hermes
Jeet
and
gaye.
Bane right now, especially Bane into this spot, but unfortunately he goes down. The heads-up duel from Jing. A lot of initiative being seized by Paper X. The spike planted soon enough, and it's a 2v5.
GG boys, GG.
Be an extremely difficult retake to come in for Hermes and for Hyunmin.
हो गया खत्म.
Smoked off again. Just Herming for the swing. He's able to take down the first point of contact, but then Paper X starts to suffocate him all
Let's
around.
go!
It's claustrophobic. And
कौन
Paper
बैन
X
का लोड़ा
close
कह रहा
out
था
the
कि
map.
Paper X आज
Finally,
का मैच
the
हारेगी?
13-11 scoreline.
It's real damn
कौन
close
कह
to
रहा
the end
था?
of that one. Does doesn't it? But really, that was the right decision for
Wow,
the SEA
थोड़ी
squad
राज भाई
to
से
go to C
वार्तालाप
with
करें।
the ult
हेलो
to draw
राज
all the
भाई।
attention away from DRX there, and then settle, not overplay your
Hello,
hand,
Raj
play
bhai.
with the numbers, which majority of the time they did in
Hello.
this map. There was an attempted run
बोला
back from
क्या कर रही हो आप?
कुछ नहीं।
आप तो हमें याद ही नहीं करते, आप तो हमारा फोन ही नहीं उठाते।
कब किया था? Yes.
हाँ, देखो मैंने कितनी बार फोन किया है। गाइस आओ, तुम्हारी एक फोटो ले प्यारी सी, जल्दी स्माइल स्माइल कर लो एक।
क्या फ्लिक दिया था भाई।
हाँ, फोटो आ गई भाई, ये तुम्हारी बढ़िया। ये बोल लेंगे। ओके हो गया। कैमरा अब हमने कर दिया बंद, कैमरे को हम कर दे। अगला मैच कितनी देर में शुरू है, हम जरा चेक कर लें। है अभी तो बहुत टाइम है। हाँ भाई राज भाई, खेलनी है आज माइनक्राफ्ट?
नहीं,
क्यों नहीं खेलनी? मैं तो खेल लिया।
मेरे को बाहर जाना था।
अच्छा अच्छा, फिर नहीं खेलेंगे।
आज थर्सडे
फिर
है
हम
ना?
पेपर एक। हाँ,
थर्सडे
Thursday को
मार्केट
क्या?
होती है।
अच्छा, ये ठीक है अपना। आ गए क्या प्लेयर्स? प्लेयर्स नहीं आए हैं। पहला हेवन मैच तो हमारी पेपर एक्स ने जीत ही लिया है। आगे के मैचेस देखते हैं कि क्या बनता है। सॉरी गाइस, मेरे को थोड़ी सी मिर्ची मिर्ची लग रही थी, इसीलिए पानी पी रहा था मैं बहुत ज्यादा तादाद पे।
भाई ये लोग इतना साइड छोड़ छोड़ के खेल रहे थे ना, बाप
कौन
रे
से?
बाप। पेपर एक्स डिफेंस में पूरा
अच्छा,
साइड ही छोड़ दे रहे थे, देखना तू।
मैंने तो
लिटरली
देखा ही नहीं, मैं तो वो कर रहा था।
पुश कर रहे हैं, अंधों की तरह पुश कर रहे हैं एकदम। आओ तुम बोले।
कोई तो कह रहा था डीआरएक्स से पेपर एक्स हारेगी।
किसने बोला था?
लोकी भाई थी शायद। याद सा नहीं आ रहा। अबे तेरी स्ट्रीम तो वो कास्टर पे आके अटकी पड़ी है। सीक्रेट भाई।
हाँ वो मैंने स्क्रीन चेंज किया था।
यार मेरा अब हो गया भाई, मेरे को नींद आ रही है यार। राज भगवान ने बहुत गंदी नींद आ रही है।
क्यों?
भाई मैं सोया नहीं हूँ रात से, और अभी जस्ट स्कूल से आया हूँ। मेरे को बहुत तेज की नींद आ रही है, बहुत ज्यादा। चलो गाइज, आज की स्ट्रीम बस हमने इतनी देर की ही रखी थी। हमने पहला मैच रिकॉर्ड कर लिया, दूसरा भी कर लेंगे कभी ना कभी। पर सॉरी भाइयों, मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा नींद आ रही थी, तो अब हम इस स्ट्रीम को कर देंगे डेफिन। तो मैं ये यूट्यूब पे नहीं दिखेगी। देखनी है तो राज भाई के चैनल पे जाके देख सकते हो, इफ़ यू गाइस वांट। जी राज, मैं निकल रहा हूँ, ठीक है।
ओके। कब आएगा फिर
नींद आ
अभी?
रही है मैं। हैं?
कब आएगा?
पता नहीं, जब उठ गया तब। एक सेकंड चेक करके आता हूँ फिर भी। अगर तो वो बिल्ली वाला आ रहा है तो मैं नहीं सोऊंगा, तो मैं पूरे मैच देख के ही जाऊंगा। अगर तो वो बिल्ली वाला नहीं आ रहा तो मैं सो जाऊंगा आराम से। मैं आता हूँ।
Choose once again. Come into the game with.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the flip side of that, there was a whole attacker half for Paper Rex that DRX will be able to watch, where it was 9-3, I think, in the favor of GE. But I also don't know how much they can learn from that VOD, because they were attacking into this Sage comp, so it does change how it plays. So I would expect Paper Rex to look stronger on the attacker side than we saw when they last played this map.
Yeah, or we could see changes entirely.
True.
I don't know. Probably not in this high stakes game. But as we send it to the stage, we are looking at Freeing with his 10th clutch here in Pacific. All right, congratulations to you for that. We do know that Freeing is one of those players that he can't have those rounds where he just suddenly pops off,
Yeah,
gets an ace. We've seen it so many times.
He hit a great shot to get that 10th clutch, so very, very impressed with him so far. But yeah, I mean, I think the compositions are the question mark. We can see them now. Paper Rex sticking with what we saw from them last time around. Jing on that Phoenix. Once again, Devi, he'll be a little bit gutted. He just got to play. Had so much fun on the chamber. Now he's back on Viper duty.
Yeah, for DRX on this defense, I want to see some free flow, very snappy pushes with the underarm KO flash, the fade dog, just some microaggression, as you always throw my way on the desk, big time, which is, funnily enough, in the past, something that PaperX used to do on a set. They used to play the KO fade, so they understand how it operates on the defensive side, and let's see if they can play around it well enough.
Yeah, with any Phoenix comp, you want to see Jing farm those orbs on the attacker side. That will be key in this first half.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've had enough micro and macro aggressions here on the desk, so we're going to send it over to the casters, Quack and Komodo, to take us through Corrode.
Oh yes, there's a lot of aggression going around on all sides. It's also such a big chess match between these two teams right now.
Hello guys, I'm back. अभी मेरे को पता नहीं चला मैं स्क्रीन शेयर थोड़ी करके जा रहा हूँ। ओके, ठीक है। आराम से तुम लोग बैठ के चिल करो, मैच देखो। मैं आता हूँ।
Derby only one will
दिख रहा है क्या
continue
मैच?
on the other to be eliminated, and Corrode is an interesting one. It's the same comps that we've seen from both of these sides before, but it's going to be played very differently.
राज एक बार मेरी स्ट्रीम पे आके चेक कर लो तो जरा मैच दिख रहा है। करोड़ का मैच दिख रहा है, करोड़ का।
In this one
करोड़
as
का
well.
मैच दिख रहा है।
Of course, both pistols so far going
Sound
over
भी
towards
on कर
Paper X.
जाते।
They
Okay भाइयों,
opted to start on
आप
the
लोग
attack.
मैच देखो, मैं आता हूँ, ठीक है?
I was alright with the mid aggressions.
Oh, but instantly the shot from Hermes though. Top mid down through the screen.
Yeah, dodging the 0 point over towards B main as well, as they are just going to scale up towards B, but immediately, rather, DRX going to re-clear over towards mid and be happy to stay there. Now for freeing, you don't necessarily want to be staying here individually, so you will retreat a little bit, try and give yourself some better angles and allow this plant to go down. You have the player advantage as Forsaken gone.
Wow. Just continue to peel off the flash dodge. He's still good for at least one. That's still such a big advantage for DRX to work with in this retake.
Yeah, wall up for Devi. It's going to off-put Bane for a little bit at the moment, but you're kind of standing pretty around the site for Paper X at the moment, expecting more to come out through from spawn.
Just a bit. Working around a lot of the chokes for now, but still. Instant shots from DRX. It's Hermes once again, and he walks away with 3 in this round.
Yeah, certainly very important for DRX that they dispatch of Forsaken first and foremost as well. It makes the gathering of the B site a little bit more wonky, so for freeing, recognizing that he can just fall on back and try to play numbers with the team, happy to switch immediately into a retake for DRX. This is going to be a very big difference of a defensive side that Paper X go into as opposed to what they had to do against Global, right? Yudotan on that veto to try and remove a lot of that abilities, and the Sage stalling as well are things that you're not going to be seeing present here. There will expectedly be a bit more gun battles that DRX are going to come through, but also a little bit more coordination on this utility coupled together as opposed to individually that the GE comp can kind of come out with on the defensive side.
That's kind of where Paper X does need to watch out for as well. I mean, some of the gunfights, you start to lose heads, lose members.
You can try and bait things out with the 0 points as well. If you have, for example, rifle rounds where 3 get pinged, you can kind of prod a little bit over on the other side of the map. You can try and toy with the information that your opponents get and try to, you know, make it more misinformation than not. I'm kind of interested to see how Paper X want to try to tackle Hermes on this KO and what information they have. If you're trying to bully your way into this A site right now, though, however, Hyunmin is going to be here with freeing.
So that's still the objective for now on the side of Paper X at least. Try to break in, try to get the spike down, get as many kills as possible. We'll start things off with Devi, but still Bane alongside freeing. Into the corners, you still have automatic weapons. Freeing goes down though, it's Bane with the kills.
And they are going to not force the plans immediately. They're going to go for a fight over towards spawn, and Hermes is just going to sit them all down. Getting closer towards that null command right now, 1 away. Getting that in towards the bonus round could be really nice, because that is, you know, quite the expensive ultimate as well on 8 points. Having a great start individually on this map at the moment. Bane with some great shots as well here. Just seeing Paper X be very narrow focused towards the elbow.
See Paper X trying to outline around Hermes. That was so... if they have gotten that kill. But
yeah,
otherwise.
I mean, if they got it immediately, they could have had advantage and it would have been a different ball game, right? But unfortunately, the ball was always in DRX's half court there. And Hermes does get the slam dunk. Now it is going to be the rifle round present for Paper X. And all 5 members are going to be grouped outside of a lobby, freeing to just play spot at the moment.
Does have the screen to work with as well.
0 point immediately used from Hermes as well, so no information. A re-clear in mid from the Prowler. Start to get a bit of an idea that you want to get some further information for DRX on this comp, however. So They start to rotate over towards B. This is an expected play for DRX that they're thinking PaperX are going to end over at that Bravo location, and that's not exactly what's happening.
Yeah, minute mark. At least this is some information for the side of DRX to work around. So all the rotations kind of called across except for Mako. Might be a little bit worrisome. PaperX not going to slow down anytime soon, but still, the fragment! It catches Jinx square in the face. Hyunmin and Hermes still holding down the angles as well, and Hermes is unstoppable! It's just something left in the round. Can't retrieve the spike. As soon as you peek out, you're going for a fight. Mako could be right behind you as well, so feels completely buried up around elbow right now.
Yeah, something's just barren wasteland right now. Nothing that can be done. Hyunmin's just going to remove him very swiftly, but my oh my. Hermes picking up the fragment kill because the shots are looking woeful from PaperX in amongst that one. Great timing on the C's from Bane, mind you, as well. Some good coordination. Tandem plays from the utility coming out from the initiators. Absolutely do love that for DRX. Not even using the null command, having that available where you need, and certainly hinder the affairs of PaperX and going for these either executes or barrel roll affairs into these sites. This is kind of the best start that you want for DRX on this map.
Similar how PaperX started on the previous one. But on to this round, a haunt down middle. PaperX kind of toying around with it. DRX continuing to try to retrieve more information with refrag spent already.
Yeah, good exchange, a firm handshake, and using them on each side. But still trying to have a bit of presence over towards mid at the moment, while freeing in a bit of an off angle over towards A. Is just going to lock it down for now on the Viper. Not too pressured at the moment, knowing that it's the pistols PaperX do have in possession. And just playing extremity control at the moment is the name of the game. Just comes down to me, I think the timing in mid that Hermes has to be very careful of if that was tried to be exploited by PaperX, which is not anymore. They tend to A.
Still though, now that the positions have been revealed, a little bit telling, Hermes will begin to make his move.
I talk about the pistols knowing that's what's here. You forget that sometimes they can be potent.
Yeah, especially when they're in the hands of PaperX. Suddenly picking up the pace into sight.
Oh, they just didn't
Still
clear
though, back and through around the toxic screen. Hyunmin able to shut down Divide. Hermes has arrived backside as well. Hyunmin still alive, makes things a little bit more difficult for PaperX, but something hops on over and he'll get the spike down. 10 seconds, timer gets reset.
Null command in as well, you gotta wait for this one to expire perhaps. No utility for PaperX to drop into it, and it's not even really go time for DRX, though they off-put them. Some good utility stalling at the moment to try and isolate these fights. Hermes, Mako, come up with a clutch in a round that should be theirs.
Oh, the smoke felt a little bit weird, but still enough for them. His stays tucked inside of. They knew where Jing was, thanks to Fragment from before as well, and now Forsaken trying to spray into the smoke. Unfortunately, the swing out from Hermes gives DRX a 4-0 start.
Such a headache as well for PaperX, because they would have been feeling like they could get that round. They had a 3 versus 2, so it's the right time to drop that util as DRX to try and maximize chances to pick up a bit of a sloppy start in this round as well. Some sharp shots to come through from the pistols. Spike denied as well. You're thinking, all right, this could be good, but it falters a little bit. Forsaken cannot deny the defuse from coming through in the end. Flawless start so far for DRX. A timeout now invested. We literally are kind of copy-paste from the last map in scoreline start. But earlier on in terms of a timeout investment, last map used at the end of round 9. This time, Alex and Wendler calling it super early.
Almost feels necessary with how the way the rounds have been going. PaperX on the attack, but not quite able to find their footing. Granted, it was a slight eco round for the previous one as well.
It's kind of the same start, though, to a degree of worry that we saw against Global Esports for PaperX as well, right? They got the pistol in the second, and then the defenses start to really come out. You're not able to get in towards the sites. You're trying to draw out what util you can to make your end game a bit better, but you're still being locked down in near every case. And for this one right now, you would assume you can see a little bit more on the attacking side, but these defenses are being played very nicely in my mind from DRX. They're not overplaying their hand, they're not over-peaking a lot of angles. They're kind of just going through a step at a time, clearing with information, playing a very large macro game, and not being too risky individually, I think right now is quite crucial for DRX.
Especially now that Bane has the Odin.
Yeah, this is risky by himself, getting caught in transition to utility. Forsaken, a nice frag to open up the affairs for PaperX in this round.
To kind of hang back as the smokes all get set up again. Hyunmin will re-peek, unfortunately goes down to Jing as well, freeing. Felt the need to take a little bit more space though. He wants to go into the corner.
Yeah, it's a little bit slack for DRX in this round. Near every fight so far has been individual from them. Freeing though, might be able to catch them with their pants down. They are clearing it, but at the wrong time. The trade at least is there. And now it's Marco and Hermes again to see if they can make the magic happen.
Hermes has been on a heater, so perhaps, but still 2v3. Spike gets planted for the side. But Forsaken just holds the angle. Instant taps.
Yeah, that one is a great round that PaperX sorely needed to start things off on the attack. Again, you look towards this one, right? GE, this is the sort of litmus test, I would say, for PaperX on this map right now of Corrode. The 9-3 against that comp, understandable. I thought the PaperX were really going to fall over flat on their own defenses when you consider the sort of double duelist variety of Something and Jing. But I was very impressed against that 100 Thieves comp that they were playing it very smart, very disciplined, holding your choke points and not over peaking. So I kind of am expecting that for the defenses of PaperX as well. But it really is, for me, the attacking side for them with this double duelist deployment. How much are you getting away with here? How much space are you finding? This is a good showing for it. Something already in towards the link. It's going to draw a lot of pressure for DRX. They're going to have to start to re-clear quite convincingly. And so far, so good.
Yeah, keeping a manageable distance as well. DRX this time having a secondary player to support Bane, but Mako pushing all the way throughout. Managed to take down Jing. The trade comes in, the Odin is set up, the convergent path set through to try to break open the site.
But you missed the TP that's gone in towards the tower for Forsaken at the moment. It doesn't even really need to come in and activate. It's a good waylay ult to come in from Something as well, as just a bit of a nail in the coffin at the end as PaperX absolutely crunch on that B side at the end. Marco did his darnest efforts to try and find advantage. It's not going to come into play. Something going to dispatch of Hyunmin, and that is PaperX finding their second round now. Do you still feel okay in DRX's camp, knowing that your economy starts to be questioned, especially if you lose this round?
Maybe not, right? You really need to kind of cool things off a little bit and figure out how PaperX wants to really approach the map, because right now they're working against how DRX wants to, you know, retrieve information.
Bane, Odin Abuser, not going to be present in this round anymore. Instead, Envy's going to be trying to lap that one up. Something not able to get away with the same space that he found almost free of charge last round in a very all-in affair towards mid for the get-go for DRX. The pit for freeing at B. The rest of the four members in amongst mid and A link. So the gaps around the map at the moment for PaperX, they can have a straight shot in towards the A site. They're able to figure this one out. One away from their own Viper's pit for Devi as well. Would be quite good in a post-plant scenario.
Would be a massive, massive kill, but look at DRX.
It's very proactive space gathering and information for them. This is going to be a super early flank at the moment that PaperX need to be aware of. I wouldn't even mind PaperX kind of flipping the A site at the moment and taking more space over towards spawn, because they don't see anything through link. You have to assume that there's going to be a mass flank potential here, and they don't go for any further control. They're going to reroute back to watch the flank for just Forsaken.
Oh, and that just might be enough as well. Pop flash through from Hermes, but it's not quite enough. Mako has to be the one to take him down. Then comes the Odin, continuing to hold the angle. Mako freeing, I should say, actually waiting for a slight timing to peek on through. Manages to take down Devi. That's now a weapon retrievable. Still though, the spike continues to tick, and freeing continues to peek. Oh. He finds another triple kill in the round, and it's all down to Envy to try to hold it off. The snake bite. Is it enough time? I should think so, just for freeing to stick the defuse down to the very end. DRX up to 5.
0.29. What a trade to come on through, and what A ferocious play from Freeing, honestly. Plays the right timing with the classic for the bait in towards the link play, the judge and the gun upgrade, catching Jing on a timing looking the wrong way. It looks like from our kind of third-person POV on that one that he had a sensational flick. That's a great adjustment on towards something. And then the trade at the end, that is a great round to bring some stability for DRX now in this map. It's not even the greatest amounts though, as Hermes does have a stinger.
I'm gonna TP.
Let's go.
Go left, flashing. Go, go. Flashing now. Slow, slow. Okay, let's go right, boy.
Yeah.
Color free, guys. The middle.
Oh, Devi falling in mid by his lonesome self, trying to find the timing of the lurk. That's not going to come out. Good 0 point and a Nightfall going to stall the proceedings of Paper X at the moment. So you have lost a lot of space around this map. You have lost the timing that you're trying to play ramp in towards the A site. The wind has been taken out of your sails and you need to look to a different direction right now. Forsaken, if you can dispatch of Bane, it's a good avenue at least to equalize 4v4. Oh, but he walks the wrong timing, the wrong way.
Yeah, thinking that he might have been closer towards spawn. At least Envy will be here to pick up pieces, but still 3v4, not to mention Hyunmin with potential convergent paths.
Yeah, you just switch to a retake here if you need to as DRX as well, right? You mentioned that ult. You can be quite happy to wait for the rest of your team as long as you don't overcommit to a mass fight here, because you are the only soldier at this A site. It is a 1 versus 3. The Paper X start to make some noise known. Now the plant to go down for Envy, that it's just going to be an early scenario for Hyunmin. That's actually not going to be a capitalized upon ultimate for DRX here.
Does draw some utility from Paper X, though. Maybe some crucial ones, especially with Saturate gone. Now Paper X feels the need to continue to pressure against DRX, prevent them from getting into position out towards the back of site. Still though, the shots through the blaze wall catches Envy, and now Jing goes down. It's just something left, and unfortunately the shot's not quite connecting just yet. He needs to back up, needs to find safe space. Still managing to find the headshots at the end, a double at the end of it all. A Red Bull clutch for something up in round number 8.
And this is the duelist that we were waiting for something to be present in 2026. Where was 2025? Something from Paper X. Coming out with the goods in that round for the 1 versus 3. After the team loses initial space, initial game plan action, you can see the thought process from Jing at the end there as well to try and play anti-flash, right? If there was the underlob to come in from Hermes, gotta give respect where respect is due on that one. Trying to play the brain power at it, but really it's the aim power that gets the job done. 5 versus 3, DRX still in the lead, but reset in this round, just the pistols to see what they're going to be able to provide, as it is a bit pacier from Paper X now into this ace.
I just want to get the spike down, end the round as quickly as possible. Minimal losses, possibly, if not. But still, so far, so good.
Yeah, next I wouldn't mind seeing Envy go for a bit of a fight, same as Jing. Get a bit closer towards your ultimates for the next round, where the guns will be back for DRX.
We're trying to watch for all the possible chokes. DRX possibly to just hang for exits, or maybe get a couple of kills for themselves as well. Hermes 3 points away from his ultimate. Trying to assert themselves through into the smokes. Jing will get the first, a couple more, and now he's gotten his ultimate.
Well, you're going to have a great stack of ults for Paper X coming in towards round number 10 right now. Not really present there for DRX, but you start to need to see them recover on this defensive side rather now. It's going to be a timeout going in towards the next round that you might assume is on this defensive side as well. A lot of importance to see how deep Paper X is going to be able to go on this attacking side as well for me, for DRX, what the defensive side looks like with their new look of agent variety as well. Opting for, you know, the double initiators instead of the double duelists that has become the current meta. Trying to swat Paper X down.
Very DRX-esque of them, of course.
Yeah, old DRX. I definitely think that there was some problems with them attempting the double duelist. When you've also got Hermes coming in and he's like a bit of a proficient duelist when you need as well, a different look, you're trying to stretch that one out. We know the capabilities of the rest of the squad, but it really feels like Bane's comfort in calling is definitely what it is, a bit of a slower paced, bigger picture idea. And on the flip side as well for Paper X, we know how fast paced that they like to go as well. They can always get mass chaos in amongst an IGL's macro game plan throughout the rounds that Forsaken has taken up, you know, the mantle of doing. But we've also heard from the team previously that Envy has been taken over a bit of the IGL, you know, decision making for the duties there because they needed some bold calls. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, at times what the versatility will look like for Envy specifically with this squad, because it is a much different role for him on this team compared to Team Secret previously.
Otherwise, we'll go back into a buy from DRX, trying to hang all the way back as Mako, allowing Paper X to come in and set up.
They're changing the pathing on something as well with this Waylay to get on in. They do so convincingly for the 5 versus 5. The ultimate's invested in a deeper pit now as well. That is just going to off-put you, or is it? Mako catching Forsaken Lacken.
All the way through to the other side of stairs, unexpected, but of course it's just going to be Jing, quick to respond.
And he's still got another curveball to throw in as well if he needs.
Still though, a bit of space up towards heaven being taken by a couple of DRX players. Couple of kills going through. Paper X still trying to be extremely cautious. Divine will shut down just a bit more with the shorty than the Phantom to try to tie up the score.
Yeah, Divine is a shark of the waters in that moment. You cannot get into the pit, but also you just don't feel like you've got an exit strategy as DRX there. You can't retreat back to your own spawn. You can't drop into the site. There's just no way that you're getting back into that round, unfortunately, with a great smacking to come out from Jing.
Hello guys, hello guys, hello guys.
Post-plant as well for Paper X. They tie things up now, 5 apiece. We've got a little bit more depth from them.
Hello,
on this
hello, 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 bhai log.
But is it going to be something of a tight scoreline? Who will
How are
go
you?
5-7? 7-5 advantage. One might think, no, don't.
Oh यार
One
मैंने
might
थेरर
think it's
करने
going to be
आई थी ना वो
Paper
आई
X, as
थी.
it's just the pistols yet again for DRX. Remember, they started off with a 4-0. You think that that was a good
Thेरर
start, a
gun,
great
थेरर
start
gun,
to be able to
massager.
really tumble through this defensive side easily.
But it's Paper X, and now getting switched online all the way into the site. Bane has to rely on his mechanics to try to find at least somewhat of an advantage, but he gets completely blinded into the side as well. Do have Hyunmin up around the corner though, but look at Jing.
Yeah.
How relentless is this?
I mean, it's 2 maps in a row that he can just play the Phoenix, right? Those shots don't look too good. Freeing will find Forsaken off wing as well, so he will pick up the pit. He would have picked up the pit regardless if he died at the end of the round. But picking up the kill, picking up the gun, will back you up a little bit better in towards the next round as well. Paper X will find 6 here.
Paper X, Paper X, Paper X.
Really matter if he tried to as well. They just removed the gun, which is not the worst, but they are in a different postcode compared to where Freeing is. So Paper X, they will take the lead now on this second map of Corrode to move into the last round of the half.
Can kind of think towards the more key ultimates. I mean, Bane close to his Nightfall. Envy has his.
मेरा किस कौन राउंड लेके जाएगा ये वाला?
It does definitely feel like the direction has shifted in this map. Early advantages and kind of being too overbearing going in towards these sites as well, then being very
जहाँ तक मेरे को लगता है क्योंकि Paper X हर एक राउंड जीतने के बाद हवाबाजी में आ जाता है.
Explorations from DRX and these extremity plays that they're doing as well are no longer feeling comfortable, you'd assume. So I kind of wish that DRX would do something a little bit more decisive as a barrier drop call.
Something can do something.
The pit over towards the B choke yet again. Okay. You just assume not too challenged. Yeah, I've got to send in a bunch of utility to try and find him. Nightfall and Blaze, for example.
मेरी prediction में थोड़ा सा change है.
Squad into a link and 2 players from DRX taken down.
थोड़ा सा तो change कर ही सकते हैं.
Forsaken still tucked in towards B side, really deep
DRX
position
ले
held.
जाएगी
Hermes
और यही
wants
round
to
ले
go in
जाएगी.
for it, wants to take a bit more space for DRX, but it's difficult despite the null command being popped. Bane does find one, something responds and goes even further as well. Got the smokes up, got more flashes, but a bit of a self-punish with the run it back, not too bad. Forsaken play off contact into it, and now it's Mako's turn. 1v3, he's already taken down the first. huge paranoia sent into the right angles, right directions, but she just hops over with a shorty anyways. It's a 7-5 at the end first half for Paper Rex.
That's a great round to dissect for Paper Rex as well, to be honest with you, with the pit going down at the B main choke point. They send in the Nightfall and the Blaze, but it's all a ruse to get Forsaken to TP behind the opponents when they're deafened and pressured out of the pit. Freeing, stuck in that moment in time.
You know that terror gun now?
By the team essentially has to be very situationally aware that TP can come behind him and be pushed out of his pit. He gets crunched upon from multiple angles, and that's the entryway for Paper X to get into the B site, where again, they're already showing, you know, just very big smiles in being able to close down that side as well and hold it and protect the spike plant. So really well done for Paper X. Putting a bit of bully action onto that B site.
Hell of a coordinated play. I didn't realize you could use From the Shadows in that fashion, but here we are. Down to the 5-7.
अबे मैंने ना बहुत ज़्यादा अभी मैं वॉलीबॉल खेलनी दोबारा शुरू की है ना, वॉलीबॉल और बैडमिंटन. मेरा शोल्डर पेन दोबारा से शुरू हो गया, इसलिए मंगाई है तेरे घर. तो भी यूज करियो, बहुत बढ़िया चीज है. मतलब वाइब्रेटर जैसा फील देगी पर है बढ़िया.
They were off to the races at the beginning of their own map pick in this series as well in Corrode. Now it's been a hot minute between drinks. 7-5 with a 5 in a row for the tail end of Paper X. You know, now we flip things up. Now Paper X go to this defensive side, and now DRX, knowing that they wanted to pick this in the veto, what do we have to see for them on this attacking side that led the way for them against Full Sense? A 10-2, that was.
That's what kept them here. Hoping to repeat some of those successes for now. Very measured throughout middle and then into A.
Yeah, on this attacking side as well, remember, it's the solo duelist in the waylay with double E-nit. So we're looking for a lot of ideas, a lot of prodding, a lot of toing and froing, some smart, level-headed decision-making for them right now.
Rex, though, down to the minute mark, something begins to make his move.
Just a freaking pistol only.
See what Forsaken feels on the back of this A site, though. Toxic screen going to permit a bit of a waltz in for DRX.
What the fuck? Forsaken to push हो गया.
Spotted them a little bit late, so they have some time to actually get into sight.
Yeah, remember, it is only Forsaken currently over towards
Forsaken ने लेकिन blind लिया
नहीं. Echo out a couple of shots as we move into the 5 versus 5 that we know Paper X loved over on
लिया तो हुआ blind.
At least Forsaken has held on to paranoia as well. So, possible ways to get back into the sight.
चूतिया है क्या? किसने कहा Forsaken ने blind नहीं लिया?
Through swings from Hyunmin, but also a shot taken, eaten. Still though, a tough little crossfire, especially with the hunt coming through. Forsaken trying to dig himself deep, but completely surrounded all across elbow. He sets up another smoke, but it's Hermes. The round ender onto the Sheriff. It's a nice little scoreline, 6 and 7.
लिया तो उसने blind उसकी inventory देखी अभी.
Put it in the bit. But for the pistols in this one, DRX will be finding both. So to keep a way back in towards his map, very needed in my mind. Better timing on that zero point as well, mind you, from Hermes. It actually kind of upsets Paper X a little bit because that paranoia from Forsaken would have been really good to layer on in for the team to focus on elbow before getting on towards the site, right? So the fact that the timing on that removes it, actually quite superb for DRX. Now they'll move into the eco-fragging rounds.
क्या करेंगे मीडर में क्या करेंगे इनकी तो मार चुदेगी
Two pistols as
क्या
well,
करेंगे
so they'll have a couple of
क्या
upgrades in
करेंगे
the next round to
राज भाई क्या लगता है किसका राउंड है
they hold on to
DRX.
the other guns in this one as well.
मैं गैस करता हूँ पेपर एक्स का
बोनस कभी नहीं हारते DRX कभी भी.
यार ये वाला पेपर एक्स को जल्दी जिताओ बैन के लिंडो सोना है मैंने यार पेपर एक्स क्या कर रहे हो यार
बाप रे बाप
down to half HP. Just looking for quick shots, quick reactions. Hyunmin able to punch through.
And now you're going to get the plant down. Paper X is going to be ready for a bit of a two flank.
देख बोला था ना.
That's all they're going to have.
क्या पता
Something gets felled.
Flank watch.
बुआ
लेकिन फैंटम वाला ही होल्ड कर रहा है
So
ना।
this should be his.
मरना
Zero
ऐसे
point
भी है
continues
वैसे
to
भी
clear
है
out backside. DRX should have a pretty
थोड़ी
good
सी इज्जत
idea.
से मर लो स्पाइक से मत मरना
You
बस
always got to be careful about peeking into this as well. Do you think that Hyunmin might be on the other
सबके
side of
सब
this one
सबके
watching for
सब
the eco frags? You've been very patient. And now you're going to be rewarded.
Oh
You're going to
my.
lock them in, contain them in this one, and find some extra damage
Nice.
as well.
oh
Nice.
The Phantom to be picked up
Anti-empty.
in the Outlaw as well instead of the Guardian. So there's going to be some weaponry for DRX to go and try and take a challenge in this next round. But not as much as they perhaps were expecting
Yeah, 2 pistols.
in that 4 versus 2 scenario.
DRX actually, despite losing players, it's minimal losses. But for Paper X at the same time,
Lick
starting to
है
build
भाई।
up on some of these crucial ults.
See what the buy does look like as well, because with that Outlaw going into the next round, you got to be careful. You got to be aware as Paper X with your shields. Forsaken susceptible. See how he's going to take one of these fights.
Then I be only Omen holding though. I'm gonna go elbow.
I can just see over in the coach comms as well.
It's okay, smoke, smoke.
Just in this round, Alex getting a little bit frazzled. So I wonder
तेरे
what
भाई
he's
ने
taken
होम
away
साइंस
from
में
the beginning
चीला
stages
बनाया
and the
चीला
comments from this
हेल्दी
defensive
फूड
call
बनाना था कुछ
for Paper X.
Kind of looks like they've bit onto that 0 point.
Again,
तेरे
this-
भाई ने
this round
पेशेंट
is
का
very
चीला
doable
बनाया
for DRX,
चीला
right? Lots of rifles, that Outlaw as well. You start to scale up. If you want to get in towards the elbow,
तेरे को आता है
combos
बनाना
that you can do with this composition as well. But
हैं
macro game plan,
लग रहा था
picture
मुझे
for
रोटेशन
DRX.
होगा। अब साइड छोड़ देंगे ये लोग
Who do you
सारी।
leave where?
वही
Are
मैं
you
बहुत
trying to
सही है कुछ
insert
पूछ
someone
रहा
on
हूँ
this
मैं
attacking side? Looks like we're leaving Hyunmin
चल मैं
to
आया
his
हाँ
own-
एक सेकंड दियो
well, sorry, Bane to his own devices over at the A side. So maybe he will be trying to draw attention over there, make the B side a bit easier for the team to get in.
They've also baited out several bits of utility from Paper X's side. Forsaken smokes are being spent in towards A, especially with that Prowler from Bane.
And this fake that he's trying to sell is not being read by Paper X at the moment. They are rotating the right members to this B side, putting something in towards mid, and he doesn't have to move from this position. Sub 30 seconds to go. DRX go into B.
Something's starting to move though. Leaves his spot, takes down Bane, and then it comes down to the entry from
Lick it,
Hyunmin
lick it.
onto sight. He takes down 2. Davai off the top of heaven, trying to spot out even more players. He
Wait,
takes
that's
down
the
the spike
That's the
carrier.
spike.
10 seconds. DRX, they've got to go. They've got to pick it up and plant it down just quick. They should have enough time, but it's also time for something to try to creep through. Still has to saturate as well. Worries about the top of heaven. Shoulder gets spotted by Hyunmin, who now picks up the hat trick. Mako to end it. DRX take the lead.
Yeah, that's going to be a rager for Paper X. They are not going to be happy with how that one was played out. You drop the spike, there's not a lot of time, but the rest of your boys, they're on the wrong side of the map at the moment. Not exactly happy with the defenses on that one. And yes, something will take out Bane in that rotation. But you lost the way you needed to hold yourselves on that B site. Some good utility winding out on the back of site, getting the freebies for Hyunmin.
Timeout.
And if you've got Hyunmin starting to activate on this attacking side, it's what you need for DRX as well. You need the quote support cast to facilitate him into these sites, get those kills, get that space on this single duelist line, and play that post, play the protector of the spike. Take the further space if you need to as well. Because if you are trying to go a little bit quicker, which we're not really expecting for DRX, there's going to be a lot of utility power for Paper X. So the fact that they are going to be playing this slower style, drawing out a lot of the utility, is really going to work favor for them. And Paper X have to be adapting now with that.
Which is why this timeout was called. I do worry for Alex's blood pressure, but yeah, hopefully we'll see some adjustments coming through for the upcoming rounds. Otherwise, DRX continuing with the same pace, same style. Might be worrisome for Paper X as it goes on. Onto an eco round for now, though.
Yep, and Hyunmin, I mean, he's still got this outlaw. It's the right weapon for this position, but he already has the ult. He already does the convergent pass. It's just kills at the end of the day. Pad them stats.
Stats, rounds, all the big numbers. To try to send us to a map 3 in this elimination series between the 2 big RX teams. Spots out just a bit. Nothing too forming though.
Waltz down mid for Paper X now. Just the pistols, got to take some cheesy angles, some cheeky fights. DRX are just not going to give it to them at the moment.
Back in a flash.
Getting a bit closer towards some of these ults for DRX as well. If you can cycle them online for the next gun round or two, certainly be a way that you can tick some boxes to try and close this map. Seeing nothing in mid though, PaperX gonna waltz over towards this B site now, and it is the right call.
Nothing in A as well, but unfortunately, even into the corner, some of these players unfortunately not quite able to react in time. It's Envy and Jing though. Not too bad, but still continuing to swing, trying to catch him on the choke. PaperX starts to get choked out as well. Freeing, reasserting himself into the site. Just something around the corner, and that will be that. DRX continue on with the rounds, but also taking losses.
I mean, they had enough money, right? It's a 4-0 start yet again on the half. So the cash isn't too bad. They have enough to splash in the next couple of rounds as well. The onus is really on PaperX to mount some defenses and mount some good decisions and shots. And this sort of execute in towards B when you've got the waylays on this map. The pathing is generally the same under the hut, right? It was the change that I did like from PaperX, I believe it was against GE, where they changed the path around to the back of the site. We saw that earlier on for Hyunmin too, so having the adaptability to change that pathing and catch your opponents off guard is going to be quite paramount for Hyunmin in my mind. This round you still got access to that conversion pass, which you would assume can make things a little bit easier to get into this B site, especially if you're going for your practice set executes in a round such as this.
In DRX fame as well. This time pass closer towards the link area, but at the same time, PaperX continues to just flood back in, off of the run it back. Jing onto the rifle, spams into the choke, the snake bite catching onto a player as well. DRX now licking their wounds.
You've locked him out of the site, but no one is watching to the tower at the moment. Marco has snuck in here, something that he loves doing on the middle of Haven, for example, loves TPing in through that B site, and no one is just wise here. How much can he get away with? 1, 2, he knows where Devi is as well. This is a 5 versus 3. I talked about it earlier when PaperX are in the 5 versus 3s and it gets pulled away from them. So for something to find that kill onto Hyunmin to make it an equal state, PaperX are looking to save face in this round.
Light speeds through. Forsaken still has his flash ready as well. Sets up the smoke to block off Heaven, but really want to watch out for the back of elbow, and that's where Mako is. Forsaken able to find the ready exchange, and PaperX move up to an 8.
I didn't get a good rate on that one for the exchange, unfortunately, though. Just Forsaken and the money. I mean, it's still problematic for PaperX as well, with just the one surviving. So they get through that round. They have to challenge massively again against what DRX has been able to save and survive with. You can see a result in the form of the shields coming into this next round. I wouldn't have minded seeing an adjustment from DRX on that execute as well when you're lobbing all this Fade Util into second layer the C's over, because the trail gets the track in towards any link players. That was the execute that we saw the other day on this map that I really, really liked, that slight little change up of where that C's is placed. It actually does such good work. DRX still gave that one a mighty fight to try and bring it back.
Possibly a fight ensuing soon enough as well. PaperX though.
If there was any player who wanted to drop first free of charge, it would be Hyunmin.
Don't want to count the rest out.
Oh, Forsaken might get caught.
Just playing in close to it. Unfortunately, Jing will have to take the fall.
Yep, caught sleeping a little bit there. Forsaken does get the trade in amongst the smoke realm. Gets another one onto Bane as well. This one is starting to crumble a little bit at the moment for DRX. Just Hermes. And he's locked in.
Wanting to go for the spike, but the shot's not quite connecting for Forsaken.
This is doable. Envy is really low. Hermes has a flash, has a fragment. An ult, if he wants to use it, it would technically reveal his position on the pulses. He'll dodge the Nightfall as well. He finds the timing onto Devi. This is so winnable for the new recruit to DRX.
Shop around the corners. Low HP as well. Hermes just waits for the right opportune timing. What's this Envy gonna do? The haunt sent, positions revealed, the 0 point coming through as well. He still can't get onto the spike. Taps onto it though. And all Hermes needs is one shot. Maybe not even, just waiting out the time. Envy can't get it halfway. Gets the kill at the end, but does he have it? I don't think so.
No.
10-8.
That is such sensational work for Hermes. It's a bit bittersweet at the end that he doesn't get the kill for the 4K there, but what a great Red Bull clutch to come through from him. Finding the right angles, the right timing, and the shots to come out from the Guardian. Mate, I think that gun is absolutely gorgeous for him, by the way. He has just done such destruction on that gun. He plays the end perfectly as well with the fragment timing that Envy cannot stick in towards that one for. Or rather, it was a Phantom, never mind. I thought it was a Guardian.
But he has
I'm
done
getting lost in the mix. It was Envy, the one with the Guardian. Anyways, it doesn't matter at the end. Hermes comes out with a mighty clutch. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this one as well. You've lost your guns yet again for PRX. It might be 11 at DRX, and I look towards some win conditions for them, Quack. They have a lot of ultimates that you kind of almost just hope that they hold on for that next round.
Same time, PaperX continuing to feel the need to investigate. Might just be walking into crosshairs or setting up crosshairs of their own. Possible weapon picked up. Forsaken into the smoke with a shorty though. Gets taken down, but not before dragging Hyunmin through the mud. Convergent path sent into sight.
Well, same as an L command as well, so this does start to become a bit of an expensive round for DRX. If they can dislodge freeing, that's going to be great as well. An upgrade of weapons that they can pilfer.
All these upgrades that could mean so much for PaperX right now to keep themselves in the map, to possibly close it out 2-0. Hyunmin not allowing for any of that nonsense to happen. Holds the angle, outlaw in hand. Flashes through. It's fully expected. DRX just managed to tuck away from it. Hans gets sent back as well. And now PaperX starts to feel the heat. Onto the spike, he sticks it. Jing, it's something. He turns back around, but lo and behold, Hermes has flanked all the way through.
His eyes are on the prize in that round at the moment, Hermes. He doesn't care about the kills, he cares about the round. The team gets down and dirty into the fights on the back of that Haunt reveal. And he catches something in transition, trying to play for the time where the spike is already half defused, trying to play for the tap perhaps. Lots of damage that PaperX throw in towards this round, but really DRX, they are holding on at the end. Costly, as I say, from the ults that they invest, but necessary. What wasn't in my mind was the convergent pass from something thrown over to the elbow. And they don't immediately try to aggro behind it. This time though, they change things up, going for the A main space. Might even lose it to freeing.
Especially with the way that he's able to swing all the way through. Unfortunately though, gets caught and it's Hyunmin who goes down.
And they'll see that there's some extra bodies here. Something gets the kill. They saw Forsaken's TP. They see that Jing gets the orb as well. You know it's a stacked side on A. It incentivizes you as DRX to flip the map over to B perhaps, but you've already got that micro rotation from Envy. That is a very ambitious mid peak from something. Not needed in my mind.
And it doesn't pay off either, so back to a slight reset.
And now, because of that as well, you know he's going for it to see if they're there, to see if they might already be up towards the guts of mid. They go patient DRX, and Marco capitalizes. You lost map control as PaperX. You had to go and find something, and you find death. Now Forsaken and Jing for a 2 versus 4. They are here early.
Perhaps a slight opportunity. Nope, not anymore. Not with the pit coming in.
Yeah, the flank for Jing. Just Forsaken that was here early because he uses from the shadows to get over very quick. You've already got this flank, this rotation expected being held by Mr. Marco.
Just continuing to try to cut off the reinforcements. It's just Forsaken now. Might have slipped through, but oh, look at all the spams, the suppressive fire. It's down to Mako for the quad kill at the end of the round for DRX to get up to map point.
Yeah, good work, Surf. Well done, Marco there. Some great patience in the way that he collects those kills over at B, knowing that when they find something in towards mid, PaperX are going to have to try and find some space elsewhere around the map. He catches them lacking. It's very different now for PaperX, where we see in that previous series against GE, as I mentioned earlier, right, showing a lot of discipline on that defensive side, holding the choke points and not over-peaking. This time they fall back in towards something that we've seen be problematic for them a lot during this kickoff.
What the hell, indeed.
Risks not needing to be seen. no reward either. 4 map points now that PaperX have to try and come back with. DRX have put themselves in a great position right now on their map pick.
Perfectly poised to send us to a third. Hit ready and in place. PaperX try. Oh no, but look at Hyunmin.
He has purchased the perfect weapon for this situation. Every single person on PaperX's side had less armor, not full. It's regen or it's light.
The judges makes me quite nervous, Komodo.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a great judge character though in this round for Hyunmin. Gets the outlaw kill, gets the orb, has conversion paths, and with a lot of time still on this clock for DRX, they have their choice on where they want to end. Most likely still will be towards A, perhaps in a split, unless they want to go towards a B position where Marco can TP over a little bit later on. That's not how you want to throw curveballs,
30 seconds left.
unfortunately for Jing. So to A we do go.
Fake flash as well to try to keep Jing infested, but still pressure is on into the A site. Jing has arrived, sets up the blaze wall to try to slow things down, but it's not going to happen. Still though, with the convergent pass anyway, it's forsaken onto the judge. Unbeknownst to him though, it's a pincer maneuver all the way from the other side, and that's exactly where DRX plant their flag onto the site. It's just a Vi left. He's got a Guardian, a couple of players low HP, sure, but this is so much work to do. Not quite possible. And we're gonna hold on to our seats because DRX says no clean sweeps today. We're going to a map 3.
Just what a destructive half to come out from DRX.